Johnny,
Tim,
we're here with Kevin Dreher, owner-operator of Gertz Ski and Cycle. I am so pumped about this video. We're going to be talking about the Specialized Levo e-mountain bikes. I'm going to get one of these myself. I'm not sure which one of these three, but these are the bomb. Kevin's going to walk us through the highest performing, also most expensive, to the other categories of e-mountain bikes. I'm going to go over there, operate the camera, and let you guys take it from here.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you, Tim. These are the Specialized Levos. This is such a fun bike. Starting with the top of the line S-Works model over here, and there's several models in between. I don't have every one of them, down to say your alloy comp model. These bikes are fun the whole way through the line. What makes these unique is, you know, a couple different things. One, it's mullet design. These bikes all run a 29 in the front and a 27.5 in the back. Kind of the idea behind that is because these already have that pedal assist, by making that smaller wheel a little bit smaller, it gives you a little bit more power and a little bit more agility in the bike. Whether you're climbing or whether you're descending and catching air and just getting rowdy with it, that mullet design is awesome. The S-Works, it's the top of the line. It's carbon everything from the bars to the wheels to the frame. It's got electronic shifting. It even has an electronic dropper post, right? Everything is just sleek on that bike. It is beautiful, it is smooth, it is fun to ride. Moving all the way down to this end, this is the alloy. Now the alloy is built just like the S-Works as far as, you know, it's mullet design. It's 150 millimeters of travel in the rear and 160 in the front. You get a bike that's fully capable to handle all our trail systems. What's great about this bike, as a matter of fact, a good friend of mine, Martin Rand, bought this bike. He lives in Mexico and he's doing trail building down there. He bought this bike so that he could haul a utility trailer with his chainsaw and everything else and build trails. These bikes are capable to do so many things. I've heard of people buying these things to go hunting. The possibilities are endless, right? Super fun bikes. I ride the Levo as a commuter. I live, you know, about 20 minutes from here by car. By bike, yeah, it takes me a little bit longer, but I have a lot more fun doing it.
so tell me about this bike. You got the tricked out pedals.
Yeah.
You got what I've never seen before, the dropper here.
It's all electronic. This bike is truly amazing. I mean, the only thing you see on this bike via wires is your control to the motor, and then outside of that, it's just, you know, your hydraulics, your braking.
Yeah.
Everything else is Bluetooth and talks to each other. It's an amazing bike. I think everyone has to have one.
So I got a pedal assist. You talked me into it out here with George, and I love it. Talk a little bit about out here. There's lots of trails.
Right.
Anything from steep, hard climbs to more mellow.
Yeah, and those are great questions because there's the variety of terrain. You know, what makes the Levos so special is the fact that you can cover more terrain, right? You can take your ride even further. You can climb steeper, more challenging sections with a little bit more ease. So it does make it easier. Absolutely it does. In a lot of ways, that just makes it more fun. I own a standard, you know, like the Specialized stump jumper, and I use that when I go to like the bike park and stuff like that. Super fun. But when I know I'm climbing some pretty steep stuff and I'm going on some longer rides, love my Levo. It's so much fun. I couldn't imagine being on anything else.
I have 4 kids at home, so sometimes, you know, going mountain biking, if it is the all-day adventure, maybe it's eaten into baseball time or family time. So what I was blown away with is just the range. I was going to trails that I go to before, taking maybe 2-3 laps in the same amount of time.
In the same amount of time, you're covering more ground in the same amount of time. That's a good point. Like if you only have an hour to ride, you can get so much done in that hour's time. It's truly amazing. And talking about kids, coming soon, Specialized is coming out with a junior Grom version of these Levo mountain bikes, so that's coming soon.
That's great. The other thing I found with the pedal assist is as you're riding, you know, you talk about the range and the amount of time that I have. I've never had a problem with the range, but what's amazing is as you're riding, if you want a little more of a workout, maybe you go to eco mode, you're on a part of the trail that's not super steep, pare it down a little bit. And then if you're in a super steep section, or you just want to have some fun and really get up the hill, you can put it into that sport mode. And it works great.
Yeah, no, and that's true. Like when we were talking about the Globe and the Vado, how you have like this mile range. They talk more about, you know, maybe hours with the Levos because you are riding steeper, more technical terrain. But yeah, on a full charge, you can easily go 5 hours on these things and it works great. You know, they're saying 4 to 6 is the average, so 5 hours. You know, myself, you know, when I go out and ride, yeah, I'll take, you know, I probably ride for a good, you know, 3 hours at a time on it. I still feel like I've got half my battery, and I ride in turbo most of the time, which is the upper level, so it can go a long ways.
Kevin, so we've talked about the Expert. This thing will basically do pretty much anything you want it to do.
Yep.
Let's talk about the other bikes a little bit and maybe some of the differences.
And again, so like the S-Works, this is like the very top of the line with the carbon and all that. But you know, it's also a $15,000 bike. That might be a little bit tough on, you know, most people's pocketbooks. So they're going to give you plenty of ranges in between. This is the Expert, which comes in at 11. They have the Comp, which comes in at 9. You know, they've got the alloy versions, you know, which are going to be in that like 7,000 range, and they do a base model which is in the like $5,500 range. So there's going to be a full range to cover everybody, and so everyone can get on these and afford them.
So obviously there's a difference in the frame composition, but it looks like these bikes share a lot of similar components, like maybe the motors or the batteries.
So the nice thing is from the Comp levels up, they all get the 700 watt battery, and they get that stronger motor. You know, what you're really looking at is going to be your difference in the actual components on the bike. Again, we talked about electronic shifting here. You're looking at more of a mechanical setup on this one. So that's where your prices can vary. But outside of that, you're still looking at carbon frames, and you're looking at the same actual battery and motor in all three of these bikes. For that.
Now, if somebody wanted to build their bike or DIY, of course, they could put some of the other components on.
That's correct. Right. You can buy it like this. You can customize as you go. You can actually buy just a Levo frame and have it built the way you want.
So Johnny,
Tim,
there's a saying, I don't know who said it first, but I'm gonna pretend like it was me. Talk is cheap, riding's where we meet. Let's take these bikes out to the mountains, let's see how they ride.
Let's do it. I was a little sad though because, Tim, I love the mullet feature about these bikes. And believe it or not, when I was in high school,
You got a mullet?
I had a mullet.
But the thing I don't get, Johnny, you would look great with the mullet. They got the mullet back because the mullet is business up front and party in the back. Now, it should be truly to be a mullet design, bigger in the back and shorter up front. This is like a reverse mullet. I think the industry has it wrong.
Tim, I think though, if you look back here though, I can grow hair. I'm thinking of doing what's known as a skullet. So I got the skull here and I got the mullet.
You know what? I think they call that the Bobcat.
There we go.
And I think there might be a picture of me in one of those somewhere around here. We keep it nice and tight and bald here, but we grow something nice out back. Go Bobcat style.
I could use a little flow, but let's get these in the mountains.
Let's get out there. Let's do this. Let's ride.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Let's go.
Normally when I'm on my stump jumper and I'm coming up these steeper lines, really rooty, rocky sections, you know, I'm picking my line. But the cool thing about the Levo is I just look out ahead and I let the bike pick the line. It powers in and over everything. It's super rad.
Guys, I gotta tell you, that was unbelievable. Specialized Levo. We have a couple different models out here, and we have 3 different riding abilities. We were all able to go out there and have a fantastic time.
Absolutely.
I mean, that was just killer. Get to a store, get on one of these bikes, get out into nature, and enjoy yourself. Johnny, anything to say?
Great ride. Thanks to Kevin for letting us borrow or use these bikes up here. Great bikes all around. You know, most people don't know how many trails are here, but once you get a mountain bike and you get out in them, you'll be smiling a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, so get your local bike store. If you're in the Seattle area, come to Gerks. Thank you so much for watching us review. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out the other videos. And most importantly, get out there and have fun. Later.